This is a simple 0 one-shot tutorial for ranked set seeds. This video isn't going to be too detailed since I want to get it out fast, and any corrections will be in the description and pinned comment. I'll read all the comments here, and if you have any questions or corrections, you can also ping me in Ranked or DM me. First, credits. One-shot was originally discovered by CrafterDark, and Circuit developed it to where it is today. Loth, Chloe, and Circuit again helped bring it to ranked. Step 1. You're going to need to get some coordinates. I'll explain how to actually find these later, but you'll probably just get them from someone else. These are highly seed dependent as well. I'll put coords for the weekly race number 1 seed in the description. Next, immediately upon entering, go to those coords. Depending on where they are, they may be very easy or very difficult to get to in time. Get within at least 0.02 blocks of these coords, but the closer the better. Sneaking, drawing your bow, and mid-air directional inputs can all help with this. Once you're there, look straight down, place, and get into a boat. You should pay attention to where the dragon is so you don't get hit while trying to do this. Draw your bow and keep it drawn. The dragon should shortly fly directly into you. The tick you take damage, get out of the boat. Wait about 6 ticks, then release your bow. The dragon should now be dead, and you get launched into space. You can clutch however you want, including with a pearl. I do want to point out quickly that the 6-tick timing I mentioned is just my empirical measurement, and the timing can vary based on the setup. Also, shooting late is going to be much better than shooting early. If you do everything correctly and the coords you're using are good, theoretically, this can be 100% consistent, but in practice, with perfect inputs, it's probably closer to 80%. That's the basic tutorial, but how, why, what? The basic idea is the same as Perch One-Shot. You can watch that tutorial if you want to understand it, but the core idea is that the dragon knockback calculation uses the distance between the player and the center of the dragon as the denominator. So as that distance approaches 0, the knockback the dragon gives the player approaches infinity. The velocity of the player is added to the velocity of an arrow shot from a bow, but not crossbow, and an arrow deals 2 times its speed in damage. So a high velocity arrow can easily do enough damage to kill the dragon in 1 shot. But we need to be very close to the center of the dragon for this to work, about 0.02 blocks. With Perch One-Shot, we have 3 seconds to line up with the center of the dragon, as it's perched on the fountain. But obviously, we don't have that luxury with 0 One-Shot because the dragon's moving. Instead, we have to line up with coordinates. Now this is normally a big issue, because the dragon's exact path is normally very random. The dragon spawns in with a random rotation. This is what causes either clockwise or counterclockwise paths with an explosive 0. It will also vary the dragon's speed. Now it can be either fast or slow, which will also make a big difference for 0 One-Shot. Okay, that's fine, let's just memorize the 4 sets of coordinates and look at the dragon to figure out where to go, but there's still a lot of random variation within each path, to the point where the success rate of 0 One-Shot, assuming perfect inputs, is usually around 5%. As you can probably guess, Ranked changes this. It standardizes the dragon's initial rotation, so the initial path the dragon takes will be identical every single time on the same seed. This means that we only need to memorize 1 set of coordinates, and they can be pretty much anywhere along the dragon's path. Desync doesn't matter at all for 0 One-Shot either, since we don't care about the position of the client or visual dragon at all, though it might make timing weird. There is still the chance of the arrow missing, but we do have agency over it. Vertical velocity doesn't matter here, and there are many ways you can change your height. So how do we get these coords? Well, it's as simple as running a command in an always active, repeating command block that spawns an entity at the exact coords of the dragon's tickle spot, which is always 0.5 blocks from the dragon's position in the direction of the dragon's yaw, and let it fly around a bit. Get the coordinates to one of these entities, and that's it. Those are the coords. There are several reasons you probably want to offset yourself from these exact coordinates in a run though. The first reason is that you want to avoid lag. This kind of lag happens with Perch One-Shot as well, but your lineup in 0 One-Shot with a standardized dragon is far more precise than Perch One-Shot, so you're getting an insane amount of extra velocity. This is especially true with an easy setup, since you have time to align to the 1,000th. The second reason to offset is to make missing less likely. We should be able to find a spot that should be able to consistently put the arrow in a hitbox, though I haven't done this yet. Theoretically, this could make 0 One-Shot 100% consistent. Same thing applies with Perch One-Shot too, with the added complication of bonking. It may seem obvious that the earlier we kill the dragon, the faster the end fight is. But this isn't always the case, since the dragon has a death animation. Depending on the position, rotation, and speed of the dragon, the death animation will take a different amount of time. If you want to look more into this, watch the relevant circuit video. The reason we use a boat here is to avoid taking knockback from the dragon before we're ready to shoot. You can also use a flint and steel or pearl or something to damage yourself a moment before the dragon does. Okay, tutorial over. Opinion about this being in a ranked weekly race starts. I like it, but I do think that not having any explosive zero or perch end fights in this could get a little stale. There are ways to solve this, but they all have big compromises that I really don't like. I do just think that with the seed cycle format, 0 one-shot is simply the best end fight method on most seeds, with or without dragon standardization. We're only seeing it now because 0 one-shot is new, and there aren't really any other categories where 0 one-shot makes sense. And obviously standardization helps a lot too. SSG is a little too sensitive to the extra resources you need compared to perch one-shot. RSG, it's obviously just too low of a chance to hit, plus you have to memorize a couple dozen sets of coordinates, but it's still very doable. And in scouted runs with only an hour or two of attempts, you might not hit it in time, unless the dragon is standardized, which could also be an issue in future SRG events run through ranked if it doesn't get fixed. But when you have a week on a non-optimal seed, it does make sense. Kind of unrelated, but it also really doesn't help that you can't get a true 1 in 13 insta-perch in ranked, on this seed at least, because of the dragon standardization. That should really just get fixed, although I have no idea how it would. That's the video. If you have any questions, you can probably find the answer by rewatching this video, watching the perch one-shot tutorial, or by watching this playlist of circuit videos and reading the descriptions. If you want to do that, feel free to ask me by leaving a comment here or by pinging me or DMing me on Discord.